I'm Julia Sondu, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. Visa-free Africa, Aspiration 2 of Agenda 2063 envisions an integrated continent, politically united and based on the ideals of Pan-Africanism and the vision of Africa's Renaissance, and Aspiration 5 envisions an Africa with a strong cultural identity, common heritage, shared values and ethics. To achieve these aspirations of Africans seeing themselves as one people united under the ideals of Pan-Africanism, the physical and invisible barriers that have prevented the integration of Africa's people need to be removed. The Agenda 2063 flagship project, the African Passport and Free Movement of People, aims to remove restrictions on Africans' ability to travel, work and live within their own continent. The initiative aims at transforming Africa's laws, which remain generally restrictive on movement of people despite political commitments to bring down borders, with the view to promoting the issuance of visas by member states to enhance free movement of all African citizens in all African countries. The free movement of persons in Africa is expected to deliver several key benefits, including boosting intra-Africa trade, commerce and tourism, facilitating labor mobility, intra-Africa knowledge and skills transfer, promoting Pan-African identity, social integration and tourism, improving trans-border infrastructure and shared development, fostering a comprehensive approach to border management, promoting rule of law, human rights, and public health. The Department of Political Affairs leads the AU's integration efforts as regards the ability of Africans live and work within the continent, and works with member states to identify opportunities to remove barriers to movement by Africans within Africa. Visa restrictions and economic consequences in Africa. Visas represent high cost in terms of money and time for the individual applying for visas, as well as missed opportunities for the local service economy and for trade. However, despite several improvements to visa legislations in Africa countries, such as in Djibouti, Mozambique and Rwanda, many immigration policies no longer respond to the present-day needs of African businesses and citizens. African countries remain closed off to each other, making travel within the continent difficult. Africa is one of the regions in the world with the highest visa requirements. This situation is even more restricted for Africans traveling within Africa, as compared to Europeans and North Americans. This is despite the fact that the number of arrivals to the continent's destinations, and especially intra-African flights, has showed the highest growth globally over the years, IATA, 2010. One should add that business visas are often more difficult to obtain than tourist visas. Only 5 African countries, Seychelles, Mozambique, Rwanda, Comoros and Madagascar, offer visa-free access or visas on arrival to citizens of all African countries. On the other hand, DRC, Equatorial Guinea, São Tomé, and Sudan require citizens from every single African country to apply for a visa. On average, African citizens require visas to visit 60% of African countries, ranging from a high of 84% for Somalia to a low of 41% for the Gambia. Migration in Africa. The majority of Africans migrate within Africa. 80% of South-South migration takes place between border countries. Sub-Saharan Africa displays 63% of intra-regional flows, and the numbers are even higher when looking at sub-regions, World Bank, 2011. Nonetheless, the free and regulated movement of people has remained one of the least elaborated policy areas of regional integration. Regional Economic Communities, RECs, namely, the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, East African Community, EAC, Economic Community of Central African States, ECCAS, Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, Southern African Development Community, SADC, and West African Economic and Monetary Union, UEMOA, have developed protocols and other mechanisms aimed at achieving regional free movement of persons, the right of residence and establishment. The EAC and ECOWAS have made notable progress to date. There are substantial differences between the African regions. Central Africa is the least connected, and the use of traditional visas is the highest of all Africa's sub-regions. Comparatively, East Africa is the second most open sub-region in the world, with high numbers of visas on arrival. East Africans, on the other hand, require the most visas to travel within Africa, while countries in the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have the most access, requiring a visa to visit under 50% of the African countries. This is mainly due to the visa-free movement within the ECOWAS sub-region, implemented under the 1979 Protocol of Free Movement. Free movement is also in place in the East African Community, EAC. Today, Rwanda has the continent's most liberal migration policy. In an attempt to consolidate regional integration and trade as well as boost business and tourism, Rwanda has, as of January 1, 2013, allowed entry visas for all African citizens arriving at its borders. Furthermore, Rwanda offers online visa requests and biometric border management through registration of facial image and fingerprints. This has led to a 24% rise in tourism from African countries since the beginning of this year, a 50% increase in trade with neighboring countries last year, and a 73% increase in trade with the Democratic Republic of Congo. For example, between Rwanda and DRC, on the border points of La Corniche and Poids, Lourdes, approximately 25,000 people cross each border point every day, some crossing more than 4 times per day. The average time of crossing is 15 seconds, 30 seconds respectively for citizens and foreigners. The impact of visa restrictions on the tourism sector. Visa restrictions have broad economic consequences, notably for the tourism sector. Prior to 2013, Mauritius required visitors to apply for visas before arriving, while Seychelles does not require entry visas at all. This has led to a high gap in tourist growth. The number of tourists to Seychelles has grown by 7% per annum in the last 5 years, while Mauritius has remained almost stagnant. As a result, the Mauritian government are trying to boost tourism by relaxing visa regimes for 30 African countries and 75 countries overall. Beyond tourism, visa requirements imply missed economic opportunities for intra-regional trade and the local service economy, such as cross-country medical services or education. Improving visa facilitation could generate an additional US $206 billion for the tourism sector alone, and create as many as 5.1 million new jobs by 2015 in the G20 countries, WEF, 2013. Tourist arrivals to Africa will grow at double the pace compared to advanced economy destinations. The tourism industry represents 3% of global employment. With indirect employment included, it contributes to around 1 in every 11 jobs worldwide. The industry is expected to grow with a pace of 3.3% per year. By 2015, destinations in the global south would have surpassed those in the global north. Visa policies are among the most important governmental formalities negatively influencing international tourism. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.